Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It's good to see you again. And see, I've just finished the workout. I did some rounds on the heavy bag. Nothing serious, just some basic combinations, basic things. It was good to get back into a flow after a long time. I couldn't actually hit the bag for a while, other than for demonstrations in class. I really miss it because I'm a guy who used to do bag work every other day at least. Right? Sometimes I used to do it every day back when I was seriously training in my 20s. It's nice to get back into that. And I've been consistently working on my strength. I've been working on rehabbing some injuries I've been having and mobility, things like that. So overall, things are looking pretty good. It's been a week. I've been working, done a lot of stuff. I've been doing a few extra classes as well. But uh, today is a Saturday, and last night I was not feeling that great. My mood was down, and I had one more class to finish for the day, and I really didn't even want to go to class, but I did. But right before I went, my wife saw me, and she was like, "You're burning out. If you push harder, you're going to crash. So take tomorrow off. I will handle everything," she said. So I took today off in the morning. I took about, I had a late start in the morning, slow, late start, absolutely no responsibility. It was really good. So I'm really lucky that my wife decided to help me out on this thing and suggested it in the first place. And thank you so much for that. So the first few hours, I just lounged around in my bed with my headphones on, just listening to music. I didn't watch any videos. I didn't go on social media. Just listened to music, all the genres I listened to, and just listened. I didn't do anything else. Just let my mind wander around. Didn't meditate. Didn't plan anything. Didn't focus on any specific thing or visualize nothing. Just let my mind just wander out. I think. In neurology, I think they call it the default mode network. When you let your mind wander and when you become bored, it switches on, and that allows your mind to kind of rewire, reset. So, for me, that's an incredibly relaxing experience. Uh, Doing nothing is awesome. Doing nothing is awesome. And if you're a person who works hard, I think you should have a portion of time in your day where you do absolutely nothing, where you don't watch anything, you don't consume any social media, you don't let any new information come in. Just let your mind just process the things that's already there without any specific direction. And that really helps. I think studies have shown that it helps you retain memory better, and there are many other mental benefits. So I think it's really good. And I'm a guy who used to buy into the hustle culture a lot. At a point in my life, my social media was full of hustle culture videos. Like all the hustle culture gurus are following them. Not gonna name names, but you guys know who it is. And I really believed that that was it for a while until I started crashing, because the reality is you're a human being. You have a finite amount of resources available to the day, in your body and your mind and time wise. So if you keep pushing, pushing, pushing all the time, at some point you are going to crash. And I have crashed many times. So now I've realized that there's a time to push, there's a time to rest. You have to be wise enough to know which is which, and you have to build systems so that you don't have to be involved in every single thing in life. And that's something I've learned over the last year or two, where I'm trying to build things that don't rely heavily on my presence, because often in most areas in my life I found that I am very much involved in the process, in the middle of the process. So without me, some processes can't happen or don't happen, and that is too much of a dependency. In the quest to become indisposable, I have made myself too ingrained in the process, and as a result, I didn't have the time or the capability to take a break, to do pursue my other interests in life, to pursue my passions for music and art, and all those things just went out the window. I realized I haven't played my guitar in about 1.5 years, which is sad. I used to play my guitar every day, every night. So I think those things have to change. I haven't made music on my computer for a long time. I used to do music on FL Studio. I used to have a creative outlet, and now I think the only creative outlet I have is YouTube, my YouTube videos, just talking here. So those are things that slip away when you focus too much on work and on finances and all the stressful stuff in life. You forget to live, and that happened to me. And I'm kind of slowly learning to come back to it without feeling guilty. I have to spend some time on myself. It can't just be about other people and family and my team and all that all the time, right? Of course, they deserve my best, right? But to give them my best, I have to give myself my best first, so that I have time and space to kind of come back to myself and to ground myself in who I am, so that I can give my best version to my family and my team. And it was a good realization. And yeah, I think that's what I want to share with you today. So hustling is not bad. I think there's a time and place for hustling. It's a hustle culture thing. I don't think that's really something you should follow. I think it works for some people, but if you really look at the lives of those people, often you find that they have health problems or they have relationship problems. Something somewhere along the line crashes, and they have very bad relationships with the rest of their family or their friends, and they say stuff like, I'm cutting them off because they're not giving me good energy and weird excuses. But in the end, these people are like alone and sad, or they use a lot of other methods to feel good, and it's just a spiral, right? In the end, you have a lot of money, and for what? Right? But I'm not saying don't earn money. Money is good. You need money to live. Money is energy. That's what I've realized too. That's the other extreme. There are other people are like, oh, I don't need money. I just need to be spiritual, and they completely forget money, and they're miserable too. No, you need money, but money is just one part of life. It's a big part of life, but it is one part of human life. The other part, like joy, relaxation, spending time with your family, spending time in nature, doing things you enjoy, that's important too. And it's hard to maintain a balance of things, because often nothing ever stays balanced. Things kind of tip around. Sometimes too much towards the enjoyment, too much towards work, and tip back and forth. But you have to maintain a general sense of things, right? General balance of things. I think that's a good way to live. And I myself am slowly learning to allow myself to feel good about things I do, and to do the things I like to do personally, like read books. I haven't properly read a book in a while now. I think the last book I read was Rosemary's Baby, sometime slightly before my son was born. I finished that book. It's an old book. I think they've made a few movies, or one movie, I can't remember. I haven't watched the movie, but the book was awesome. It's like such a good movie. I loved it. I have a whole bunch of books in my house, like a stack of books that I haven't even touched, like a lot of horror stuff and fantasy stuff that I really like to read. Me, Pragit, I like to read, and I didn't because I was too busy working. And by the time I finished working, I give everything to my family, and by the end of the day, I'm crashing. And then there was social media that was taking away all my energy. Now, so you need to figure out what makes you happy and what makes you relax, and spend some time on that too. Yes, I think that's pretty good content for this video. I wasn't happy with my last video. I think this video is a little bit better. Anyway, until next time, train hard, train smart. Prankster out.